I really got all the chats in this one. So you have these bracket ones, and that's like a specific. Or years ago, which they
Okay, pizza's running a little late. Sorry about that. I'm gonna get started. Sable, do you know like roughly how long? Or
He's just left this.
okay, it'll be here around like 10 to 15 minutes. I'll just get started just so we have enough time for everything, especially our agriculture intelligence guests here. Give me 1 second. Okay. Yeah, if you haven't already, please sign in with that QR code. I'm gonna turn off the elevator music now. Okay, that's perfect. Yeah, if you haven't already, make sure to sign that QR code. It helps us with funding and attendance, etc. That would be really helpful. Just for what I want to run through, just have some board introductions. We don't have anyone new between the winter break, of course, but just to give a shout out to the people that helped the club running. Some upcoming events, the Sprinternship program that's actually towards the end. And then I want to go over the web team applications, which are opening today, basically as soon as I get to that slide. And then the e-board applications, how you can join our team that I'm about to give a big shout out to. And then finally, t-shirt interest form. I'll go over more about it then, but the plan is that we're going to get t-shirts for you guys sometime later this semester. And I just want to get a gauge for what distribution of sizes we need, how many t-shirts we need. So yeah, and it's first come, first serve. So we'll have, most likely we'll have more t-shirts than the number of people in this room, but yeah, just to put that out there. All right, so I'm Abhinav. I'm the president of the club. I'm a third year, started with the club a while ago, a freshman fall, right? And then basically worked my way up. I'm president now, and I'm really happy to be running everything. I didn't mean to put any of the officers on spot, but Cameron, do you want to just give yourself an introduction?
Yeah, sure. I also started my freshman year fall, and I'm in my second year, and SEC is a good club to get involved in and move up. So I'm actually going to be the president after Abhinav leaves this semester, so you'll be seeing a lot of me. And yeah, I don't know where Sable is. So
yeah, Sable just left to get pizza. I think he's taking a call from Dominus, but yeah, hopefully that'll be there soon. Yeah, Ali is our workshop lead. I believe he's graduating this semester, so you won't have him for much longer, unfortunately. Is Zain here? Zain, yeah, Zain, I think he said he'd be coming a little late. So yeah, that's our workshop team. I'll go over our upcoming events in just a sec, but we have plenty of workshops. We tend to host them almost every week. We can basically call it every Wednesday. We'll either be in this room or in Little Hall 109. I believe for 1 week we're also in the room next door, CSA 220, just because the rooming is a bit weird. But those will be focused on one sector of that is the technical workshop. So next week's is on AngularJS, which is very popular in terms of building front ends and everything like that. I'll be hosting that. But we also have our pro dev workshops, professional development. We're focused more on having something that's there to help you progress your career, whether it be through opportunities through us or how to apply to an internship. We tend to have something on that every year. And then sometimes we also bring in guest speakers that are either very experienced in their field, like very accomplished, they made it to Google, etc. It looks like pizza's here, so after the slide, I'll give you all a chance to grab some pizza in just a sec. But yeah, the other side of workshops of what we do is the pro dev bringing guest speakers that are experienced and accomplished in their field, or sometimes recruiters from different companies. We had Roblox last semester. We're looking into what we can have this semester. I have some plans for that. We've already been in contact with some companies. Of course, we have agriculture intelligence here, but some other companies as well. We've done events with Perplexity, Walmart, Amazon, I think 2 years ago. But maybe not. It was a different FANG company. But there's a lot of big companies out there that we do collab with. it's always important to come to those events and then build your connections, your network, and all of that. So yeah, I don't want to waste your time of getting to the food, so I'll give them just a couple seconds to get the paper and plates out, and then you can start coming up and grabbing some pizza. A lot of pizza.
I'm pretty much done. I'm just, I should do this. Yeah. You can just. Alright, yeah, you guys can come grab me if you want, but yeah.
Yeah. If you saw in the first announcement, we had in a request for canes, and we're gonna do canes at the next GBM, I promise you guys that. But student government messed something up with their paperwork, so we ended up having to put that 200 on canes into 200 in dominoes, which led to like, I don't know what that is, like 20 boxes, probably more than that, yeah.
Yeah, it was supposed to be 200 for canes, but I didn't want to like decrease them.
No, it's all good.
Yeah.
We could do like at the end, like if we have like a Q&A with like us, we could like if you ask a question, you
That's
take
the
a box
question to
home.
get pizza. Oh, box, yeah, yeah, we can do that. Alright, it's fine, it's fine. It's just funny.
I mean, at least we know in the club that gives way too much.
Way
pizza.
too much pizza. I've literally done it like, I don't know, 5 times.
Yeah.
Good.
Hi, nice to meet you, Charlie.
Right,
I'm the same.
I'm Abino.
Abino?
Yeah.
Abino.
Abino. But yeah, whatever.
Okay.
Good, yeah.
Sable.
Yeah.
Cameron. Nice to meet you.
Are you
I'm the ace guy, or the, I was an ace, but agriculture intelligence.
Oh, okay, so yeah, I've heard.
What's the ace?
Ace, you guys know the Association of Computers?
AC.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to be the president.
Oh, that's cool.
It feels weird, being like I'm more the ace guy than the
Yeah,
agriculture
yeah.
intelligence guy in these rooms,
When did you graduate?
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah, so I just moved back here, and I figured we did this program last semester, but showing my faith in here would probably be helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Connecting a bit more with the student, so I don't
Great.
get too out of touch.
Yeah. That's awesome.
That's a great program.
Just,
Sure.
Yeah,
No,
I
the
mean,
other program.
I'm like one of 2 engineers on the team, so any help I can get is great. But like for you guys, this should be the first company you do it, obviously.
Right.
Well, school is not related. I think you're paying. In essence, you're saving money by.
Okay. Now that the intermission's over, it's some people in chat. All right, perfect. After that intermission, yeah, if you guys are on Zoom, we just had pizza come in, so then people were grabbing pizza. But we're gonna get started now. We have Kylie and Sparsh both in here, right? Yeah, they work on the graphics that you guys see on the Discord and Instagram and everywhere. They're really good looking. I have no artistic talent, so I wouldn't be able to make them on my own. Yeah, if you guys are in the sprinternship part, agriculture intelligence is going to be speaking at the end, but then before then we also have a lot of different opportunities. Make sure to stick around for that. Oops, I'm going backwards. Okay. And then we have the pro dev team. Lucas, he, like I mentioned before, we have guest speakers, companies come over. That's basically their end of things. All that like Roblox and everything to do with that sort of end and bringing companies to talk at our events. Lucas basically handles that. And media and marketing, Reagan's up here, right? The shirts that are gonna come in later this semester, and basically all the different outreach that we do to bring you guys to this event, they basically handle that in the thing. Okay, and then product team, I want to just get through it really quickly so you have time. Yining's up here. Is Nick or Ian? No, oh, Ian, sorry, my bad. I didn't see you there. But yeah, basically the dev team that I'm gonna go over in a couple of slides, or Cameron's gonna go over that. They handle everything to do with that, and then the training program and the dev team and everything, which I'll go into more detail. Okay, and then product team is the people that the team leads essentially of that team. Are any of them here? Yeah, right there. Andre's right there. Yeah. All right, and then Connor is of course the sprinternship manager is the term that I just made, but basically he's kind of like our guy in the program. Yeah, for lack of better words. Okay, now for our upcoming events, like I mentioned before, next week is our AngularJS workshop. I'll be working on that one. That's gonna be in the room next door. That's if you don't know what AngularJS is, it's like React. And if you don't know what React is, it's essentially the framework that you use to build those different front ends. So like you look on a website, oh, this website looks so cool, right? The UI is built in JavaScript using a framework called Angular, or it could be React or any other sort of framework. But Angular is one of the bigger ones that's very adaptable, very popular in the current technical world. We don't have any sort of prereqs to coming to this workshop. I guess you need to bring your laptop and know how to type, but that's about it. We're not gonna assume that you know like JavaScript or web dev or anything to do with that. So if you're any level experienced, make sure to drop by that. We'll also have pizza for there as well. Keynes, I promise you guys, Keynes is gonna come at one of our events this GBM. We definitely have the funding for it, so that's gonna happen. But yeah, that's the AngularJS workshop. That's next week. The week after that, we have application deployment. I believe Zane's hosting that one. That's more focused on how, once you finish your app, how are you going to get that out there? That's also very important. There's a lot of steps to that. You might think it's just like clicking buttons, but there's a lot that goes into how your application makes it from your local system to something that anybody can see. We have a collaboration with the Code for Change Hackathon. I believe their signups are already filled or over, something like that, but that's on Feb 7th. I think I'm hosting that one, but I don't recall. And then finally GBM. I put the chicken there because we're gonna have Kane's Trust for GBM too. So yeah. Okay, web team maps. Do you want to take it?
Yeah, sure. All right, so a big part of our club is the technical side as well. We have a web team led by Yining, like we said before. Right now we're building like the website. Last semester we were just kind of working on like back end stuff, but now we got like a wireframe from Gator User Design. So we're gonna have front end tasks, back end tasks. So basically anything you guys want to get involved in. We also have a good like training program if you're new to web dev. This is how I started, and it was like the best thing for me, honestly, to learn like software engineering, working in a team, like kind of like code reviews and all that stuff. So basically anything it's like run like a company, like you would see in like an internship or something. So definitely scan the QR code. I'll leave it up for a little bit more if you want to.
One thing I'm curious, I forgot to say. Yeah, if you scan that QR code, you can add our Google Calendar to your phone, so then you can remember all the events without having to check Instagram or whatever. But yeah, that's optional.
All right. Anyway, and then yeah, the deadline's February 12th. So get that in soon. And yeah. All right, executive board applications. We have a lot of people like leaving. There's a lot of like turnaround, so you know it's a good way to get involved in the club. Right now, we need a head of operations, two workshop leads because they're like graduating, and a marketing lead. So you know whatever you like to do. If you want to just be on more like the club side or you want to be more technical, that's good. And yeah, we'll be doing interviews soon. And then finally, t-shirt interest form. If you want a t-shirt, we're going to be making them this semester. So scan the QR code so we can kind of get like how many sizes to order and whatnot. So I'm wearing one right now from last year. And that's it.
In case you missed anything, I'll post the slides on Discord after the meeting.
All right. All right, and now we're going to be talking about our sprint internship program. It's a new thing that we started, a new initiative, and we actually have one of the engineers from agriculture intelligence that you're going to be like working with if you get involved. And yeah, I'll let him take it away.
Hello, everyone. How y'all doing? Good. Well, I want to thank the club here for giving me the opportunity to speak here. I have been working in the Innovation Hub for 3 years now. I started working in there actually 5 years ago, but I switched companies. And I always thought it was great how the school has access to such abundant opportunities so close to campus. So just a little bit about myself. I've never really considered myself a very corporate working man. So I enjoyed the startup route because it was a little bit more experimental and you know, forging your own path. So at the end of my junior year, I started applying to every spot in that hub that I thought was cool, and I got a job at agriculture and health. So over 3 years, I learned basically how to code React. I learned all about AWS, and now I manage the entire platform. So we're a very lean team. We have 2 engineers and 1 CEO. So as you can imagine, managing an entire platform as a single person is a big load. So when Robert, who many of you guys may know, came to me and said, "Hey, do you have any opportunities for students?" I was like, obviously, there's a lot of work to do. So we came up with this concept of a 2-week sprint where, you know, in exchange for you guys completing a small task, you'll have some real world hands-on experience. And Connor, as well as Kaylee here, Kylie, I'm sorry, can vouch for the experience, at least I hope. So of everyone who worked on it last year, those are the two that I can recognize in here. If there's anyone else, please raise your hand. So can you remind me your name?
Yeah, Nicholas.
Nicholas? Okay. Well, thank you for your help as well. Anyways, I put a lot of work in over the break to clean up a lot of the code base and standardize a bunch more to make it easier for a new engineer to be rapidly onboarded and rapidly execute on a deliverable or a nice chunk of experience. So if that's something you're interested in, we can have a chat. I know there's a bunch of interest from the application form already, but if you switch the slide, you can get a little peek at what we do at Agriculture Intelligence. So we're essentially a analytics platform for farmers, specifically citrus farming right now, where we have a pipeline from the drone straight into the AI model that detects and classifies each of the trees. And I'm proud to share that I recently just added these fun little tree models using column layers by adding a bulge around it, if you guys know anything about bevels and bulges. So I'm pretty proud of that feature right there. We used to just have little scatter plot layers. So there's a lot of work to do, and obviously we don't want to take too much out of your semester, but you know, we think we have something interesting here to offer to the Florida farmers. Since citrus is a declining industry in Florida, and we want to do a little work to reverse that. But globally as well, there's citrus all over the place, and team of three can definitely use some more hands-on. And I can personally say it would be great to teach some people who don't know about the app to become a better developer myself. So I see it a lot as a win-win, and we're calling it the Sprinternship. Thank you. I forgot to ask, are there any questions? Yeah.
So, you guys are developing software for the company, right? You know why this is in the beginning? Like when you bring classes?
Well, so there's a few reasons for that in Florida specifically. First of all, as all of you probably agree, it's a great state to live in. There's a mega migration happening every day. I believe 1,000 people a day. So they need space for those people to live. And a lot of these farmers, you know, see high returns from developers offering to buy their property. And to compound that problem, there's a disease in citrus called the greening or the HLB virus that basically just kills the tree. And put simply, there's it's been very difficult to find a cure for that. So that's kind of like a two-part problem. A farmer will have a field that gets infected by the Greening's disease, and then instead of having to replant, could you go back to that slide?
That's right.
Instead of having to replant thousands of trees, for example, that field up there is 11 acres, and you can see there's 1,400 trees. And you know, you can imagine each tree being a certain price, obviously over a few dollars. So they're spending tens of thousands of dollars to replant the field and then wait 10 years for those trees to mature. They're just like, I'll just sell it to a developer and build another neighborhood. So it's declining a lot in Florida, and moving to places like Brazil, where they're taking out the Amazon forest for it. So there's a lot of downstream issues, and Florida was really founded on citrus. So I take a lot of ownership over building this to be as valuable for farmers. And I also sort of had this mission prior to getting a job where I wanted to build a product that sort of made the world a better place. So this is that materialized.
Any other questions? We have wall supplies last. If you guys like ask questions and they're insightful and stuff, you guys can take a box of pizza home afterwards. So if that like incentivizes anyone. All right.
Well, if
Well-
that's it. Thank you guys.
Definitely scan the QR code and apply. This is good, like real world experience for your resume. And obviously you'll become a better developer as well. Good question.
How long does the spreadsheet last?
So it's a 2 week timeline. We experimented with 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks last semester, and it sort of ran over. So I'm trying to be very strict on the 2 week schedule where for the first week and really the first few days, it's like rapid familiarization with the area of the code base you'll be working on. Which I will be very hands-on with, and obviously I'll be working with Connor to make sure you guys can connect with him and I don't have, 10 or 15 people trying to connect with me. But I will still be there to help you guys familiarize. And then sort of the second week, but really the end of the first week to the second, like the last 10 days of the program will be you guys building the feature or, making the refactor or fix and then the last few days will sort of be presenting feedback and any sort of iterating or wrapping up. So our plan was that, whoever we accept for this first cycle will start on Monday. And by next Friday, that'll be the first cycle.
How many people between the level 1 and 2 will there be per cycle, and will there be multiple like 2 week periods, or is it just the one?
Yeah, so we do plan to keep this going throughout the semester. So the way we look at it is we'll do 2 weeks, 2 weeks on, and then immediately after those 2 weeks, we'll start a second one. So basically we'll chunk it into 2 cycles apiece and then take a 1 week break. So over the full semester, we'll go through 5. Because of spring break, we won't go through that. But there'll be 5 cycles. So if you aren't picked for the first one, there's always a chance to get another opportunity. And then what was your other question?
How many people between?
Oh, yeah. So we're trying to do 3 to 4 teams of 3 to 4 people. So I don't really want more than 10 people hands-on in the code base, just because, going from 1 to 10 is a big jump, and things like, merge conflicts and all that stuff increases with more hands on deck. But as I said, there's a lot of tasks and there's a lot of sections to the code base where if you have a team working in one section and another team in another, it's easy to avoid overlap as long as the scope is managed correctly. So about 10 people per cycle.
And then also, if anyone comes up with any other questions, we'll just be sitting here right after the meeting. So feel free to come up with those to us.
Hello.
Yes.
I'm sorry if you answered this already. I just joined in. But when will the decisions be out for this internship?
Can you repeat that?
When will the decisions be out for this internship, the internship thing?
We'll have the decision by Friday. So
Thank you. And what's the time frame again?
2 weeks.
Okay, got it. Thanks.
You're welcome. Speaking of God. All right, yeah.
If you're able to get accepted in renovation,
Yeah, of course. We actually, I'll just say this honestly, I will have a bias to people who do well. So if you do well and really impress me, I will prefer to have you guys, whoever that is, come again than to try to recruit something new, just because that takes more time and effort. So I hope that things sort of flush out, and by the end of the semester, we've gone through a good amount of people, and the same 10 people aren't always available for every single cycle. But I will say that, I'm expecting it based on the Pareto principle that 20% of people will be retained each time. That's kind of how it looked last time.
So since there are 2 weeks, you're thinking of doing like multiple sprinternships like throughout the semester?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
We have a big backlog of probably 40 tasks right now,
Mhm.
so, first cycle will be a team of 3 people, or sorry, 3 teams of 3 people, give or take. Working on 3 of those tasks. And once they finish, like I said, they're gonna be really well scoped tasks, no longer than a week to complete, so. Even if you have no experience with web development, don't like fear applying to this and continuously trying to get it, because you will be able to see a mature code base and develop mental models around how to contribute in a team and create things like branches and Git practices, which are very valuable for the paths you guys are going down. But yeah, a lot of isolated tasks, various different tasks. So yeah.
Excuse me.
How many of these tasks are like associated with machine learning or like other forms of like AI, like learning models?
So I am the full stack engineer of the team, and my colleague who lives in Brazil is the AI guy. So he really does all of the AI and I do none of it. And we collaborate on the back end. So I will say that I will not be administering many AI related tasks. But what I will also say is that as this program gains momentum, I'm almost certain he will want to get a few delegates under him as well to help with his AI tasks. So if that becomes evident on like, okay, we have a lot of students interested in AI, and he obviously has a lot of work in AI, or pertaining to AI, we'll open that door. But I will say for the first internship and potentially the second, these are all gonna be front and back end type ordeals. But in that, a lot of the back end tasks, most back end tasks relate to AI integration. So you're taking a model and you're deploying it to AWS and exposing it for the client. So, we are an AI company and we're driven by AI models, proprietary AI models. So it is AI. It's just not like researching the AI, and a lot of the language I don't fully understand yet, but you're not like training models per se in any of these tasks. There was a question online.
Yeah, Jonathan, if you want to ask your question now.
Let me see, because I think sorry. So I understood that you guys are trying to get hire freshmen, probably students with no experience. But what are you looking on the resume whenever you go through them, and maybe projects and stuff? What are you looking to see if you're gonna hire them?
So I would take this response I'm about to give as a general rule of thumb when applying to any job. And I really sense that, nowadays, especially with AI really dominating the scene, the thing that most recruiters and decision makers look for is passion. So your skills matter, and you should never, fall short on trying to develop more skills. But what you really need is to express passion. So, for me, I can go on and on about how much I love, taking care of the planet and building systems that can help farmers increase their yields and grow more trees and sequester more carbon. So outside of being an engineer, I really do consider myself a tree hugger. I'm like the digital Lorax. So everyone's gonna have these technical skills, but not everyone will have that passion for the niche. So I would say I'm not looking for you guys to butter me up and talk about how much you love trees, but do express a passion for, doing the work and you know, yeah, really that. I don't expect all of you, or really most of you, to have AWS experience or deploying React apps that are used by hundreds of people, but all of you guys do have sort of a mission in life, or at least I hope it's forming that would help differentiate you.
Thank you.
Of course.
All right. That's all the questions. Then I think that's all we got for you guys. If you didn't sign in, scan that QR code. If you didn't sign in when you got here. You guys can take more pizza if you want.
Equal boxes if you want.
Yeah, especially those who ask questions. Just go take your box.
Yeah, it's like, it was you and I was like a little kind of primary. And then. What do you want to do? I was in the top. I want to be able to. I don't want. I'll actually ask you to. Okay. Yeah. Of course. No, for sure. Like slogging around there. I'm aware. Yeah. Like, I'll let you do your work and be like, probably interested. You live in zero life. That you wear someone on. I took it serious. Yeah, I took it. Yeah, but something. Yeah, but I can't be like. On the. It's like these are all my favorite. Like, we understand. Like, do you like 5 years from maybe there is one. And he goes like also. I have honestly that's across your whole team because we're talking to like other companies. I feel I see a lot of people like really reaching out. I'm trying to keep it up. I mean, this company, it always got me like, last year, yeah, how we can grow, yeah, it's like a bunch of like local stuff and that's like it's fine, yeah, I'll work on it. So that's, we say this, unless you go to Delta, like, I could get very fun for us, they didn't stop. So it's all about. Yeah, I'm trying to go to. No, for that. Obviously, we can figure out. But what needed matters, but then also. It's only something.
I mean, you're getting the background check, you probably got accepted. So then it doesn't matter anymore.
So you could literally. Just wanted to ask.
Well, I'm fresh. I was just live. Like asking why I just. Before I really did make myself, I want to make sure that I was a little bit in my hand. I was like, I thought it was sweet, bro. You're cool. Last, all that, like, enjoy it. It's not something.
Yeah, I would just say.
Is the meeting still going on?
No, the meeting's over. We're just gonna.
Okay, thanks.
You said something like, hey, something.